The History of the DenoxSeries 2011 Timeline Part 2. Hello YouTube, this is DenoxSeries speaking once again, and this is part 2 of the 2011 timeline of the history of the DenoxSeries. Today we're going to continue right where we left off, and this is around the time that I just recently graduated from the university and start entering the real world, but we'll get to that later on. Let's continue with this timeline, shall we? Starting it off is the 6th episode of Denox Tech Review, and this time around, I was reviewing Sakura Wars So Long My Love for the Wii and PS2. I focus on the Wii version since that's the version that I own. Battle will somewhat write decently well, but not motivated will not write barely any extra stats and their feeling towards you will be pretty cold. I divided this review in 2 separate parts, one for the dating sims part of the game, and the second one focuses on the strategy battle part of the game. The next video I did was a rant on Bill S.978. It was a ridiculous law that if you get 10 copyright strikes on YouTube, you can get sent to prison for 5 years. No kidding. Yeah, you'll be shocked what I'm about to say right now. But you could actually go to jail, and you could actually be fined of $2,500. Telephone. You could buy Skype credits to actually after his 4th vehicle. So this intro is pretty much showing all his new. Then I did a video with S Discussion 4 about fake people in this life. We basically talk about people that seems to act as friends, but they can backstab you afterwards.
It's so annoying. I hate that. They like act like they're your friend, but they're like not.
Like for example, they add you as a friend, and you try to talk to them, and they never respond back. Then what was the point of adding me as a friend in the first place?
Then the next video is my trip to Puerto Rico Comic Con 2011. I did not went there with my usual group back in Puerto Rico Comic Con 2009, as you can see here. I went with these guys I met from Soft Combat. And I checked all sorts of merchandise there and a lot of retro games that are great in my eyes, but the price sure isn't. Geez, look at all these prices for the PS1 games. Episode 7 of Denox Tech Reviews. I reviewed the Game Boy Advance SP. You may have remembered this video uploaded in this channel as a Denox Classic earlier this year.
Yeah, you see I already have Pokemon Fire Red right now.
And yeah, I believe this episode was the introduction of my duck puppet called Mr. Crackers.
I want to listen to some video game music. Where is the headphone? Huh? Crap! Denox was right. There's no headphone jack. What the F? That's bullcrap!
Next Denox discussion, I talk about my thoughts on gaming today. And I do not mean today in 2016. This was back in 2011, so back in that year, listen to a bit of what I said back then.
The Wii had a lot of shovelware which I didn't like. You know, a bunch of games that probably only little kids will like.
Next is another S Discussion 4 related video where I review her Cypress Bay Lady Gaga website she made in Brave Host back then. It was dedicated to her Lady Gaga cosplay and life events she did while she was in her high school that she also just recently graduated from. The next discussion is me talking about My Little Pony's Friendship is Magic. Yes, this is around the time that me and several of my close friends became bronies, especially VGFreak256. After my friends became bronies, I became one myself.
I like My Little Pony. Friendship is Magic. Just that. I'm not talking about the older generations.
And yeah, did you remember Operation Rainfall? I made a video about it too because around this time, Nintendo did not want to localize Xenoblade Chronicles, The Last Story, and Pandora's Tower to the West, since those RPGs are too epic to be localized, right? Haha, a joke.
And if that's true, there is no excuse for you not to bring a Xenoblade here to the States.
Nintendo thought that no one gave a crap about these games and would rather release Pokeria shovelware games like Imagine Babies and Babysitting Mama for the Wii. The next video is quite interesting. Do you remember back in the first half of the 2010 timeline? I was talking about the 2 Spanish YouTube gamers, one of them being Dross. Yes. I made a video dedicated to him when he challenged me to a fight of Soul Calibur 3 online. In quotes. Yeah, the PS2 never had an online version with Soul Calibur 3, but at least in this video, I made that happen. Basically, he said that if I lose to him, I will have to quit making YouTube videos forever, and I may be humiliated in front of thousands of fans he had at the time.
Cerrar tu cuenta en YouTube e irte. porque no hay manera de que me puedas ganar. Pero bueno, si eres tonto y quieres meterte en el problema de tu vida y en la derrota más grande y agria que jamás hayas tenido, eres libre de aceptar.
It was a 3-fight match, best out of 3. Many of my friends also participated a bit in this video, especially when they cheered me on.
Go Dino, go! Dale, tú puedes, dale, 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 dale!
Good luck, Denox.
Come on, Denox, you can do it! You can do it! Do it!
Somos boss, Denox, good!
Come on, Denox, you gotta do this for all your fans. We're all counting on you. I know you can do it.
Comes to show that sometimes it's quality over quantity. Of course, in reality, Dross is a million times more popular than me, but it was a very fun video I made.
¡Esta vez coño!
And this is how I beat Raw.
Next, I made a tech review on Gravity Stick. Wow, that game was a fun time killer. And next up is me at the beach with my cousin Marcus and nephew Michael. Those are some good family times we had together.
Yeah, the sands are very hot for my feet right now, so I still have my shoes on, as you can see.
Another video I did with my cousin and nephew was the time we all went to the art museum in Ponce. Yeah, a lot of history contained in it. Some boring, but some interesting stuff as well. And weird too. Look at that. What the heck is that? Before I show you the next tech review I did, here is the second opening of Denox Tech Reviews. On my next tech review, I just obtained a flame red Nintendo 3DS and I did an unboxing on this. This is the feeling of me having the 3DS for the first time ever.
Now let's see what it really looks like. Dun, da, 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 da. Oh my god, I'm looking at this from here and with my naked eye, and it looks awesome. Pretty much as you see here, I was playing Star Fox 64 3D.
Amazing time it sure was. I got this from GameStop Aguadilla, along with Star Fox 64 3D. I miss GameStop. Next video is a Denox discussion on young relationships desired. When I talk about relationships involving very young people just starting to live of many kinds and what I think of it.
But it means like mostly like very young people or young adults or something like that really is desperate to find a relationship as soon as possible.
Another discussion I did around this time is about rumors leaking that the 3DS will have a future model coming out that will not have the 3D feature, which later on was revealed to be the Nintendo 2DS.
Rumors now that they might be taking the 3D up permanently from the Nintendo 3DS and giving it a new name.
A new introduction was made of the co-host I announced back in October 2010 Denox Update.
About my co-host that's gonna be in Denox Live. Most likely she'll be in Denox Live Season 4.
That's right. I announced a new fan art contest to draw Dalixia, which was supposed to be the new co-host for the Denox series. Next timeline, I will give you more information on what happened with that. Before that, this is what I said.
The fan art contest to draw her, this girl, that is possibly going to be my future animated co-host for my future videos. Season 4, my discussion, she could appear probably anywhere.
I believe I even had a prize to give away, any gift card that 8 shoes, or $20 in cash if the winner was a person who lives locally from me. Wow, crazy huh? Dalixia was planned to be like a sister of mine in the series, but of course more info on her will come next year's 2012 timeline. Next, I did a tour of my entire room for the first time in 2011. For those of you people knowing how my room was back then, there is a huge difference now, isn't it? Stay tuned because later this year I may do a new room tour in my house. Episode 11 of Denox Tech Reviews is me reviewing the Sonic Impact V55. It's basically a device that acts as a portable television, and you can even hook up your Wii and PS2 on this thing and play games on it as well.
It's a iPod player, yeah, and it's also could be connected to the TV or a console or DVD player or whatever.
and an angry rant came in of me talking about a bad father that was really infamous in late 2011 at the time. The father, Judge William Adams, actually abused this poor teenage girl just because she was playing lots of video games and on the computer instead of studying. The reason why they did that to her is because supposedly she was downloading music and games. What? Seriously? Just for downloading that? It's like, I know he was disciplining his daughter, but this went way too far. Another game app review I did in this episode of Denox Tech Review was me reviewing Jetpack Joyride, and till this very day, it's still one of my most favorite game apps on the iOS and Android device. Heck, even my PS3 has this game. A battle was brewing. Yes, this was an episode that was never released on a Botoa Beko or DenoxSeries, and soon I will tell you why. It's a battle of me taunting a white rooster that loves to pick a fight. I won't be showing much of the fight in case I get reported by PETA or anyone like that. There we go, look at that. He's the fighting rooster. Let's just say that this rooster usually loves to pick a fight with me. But after several months of this rooster getting beaten up by a stronger rooster, he changed and no longer fights anymore. By that time, me and him became best of friends, until he died a year later. Next video discussion, remember I talked about Operation Rainfall earlier? Well, Nintendo finally announced around December that Xenoblade Chronicles for the Wii will finally get localized to the States. The game will be released on April of 2012. You can tell how excited I was here.
Xenoblade is coming to North America. I ain't joking around.
The next rant is on SOPA, aka the Stop Online Piracy Act. You remember the 2008 timeline I ranted on Internet 2? And in 2009, I also ranted on ACTA? Well, this is the final name trying to take complete control of everything on the internet.
This new bill is about to be passed tomorrow. That's right, you heard right, tomorrow. It's a bill just like IP, just like the bill S.97 in some ways. It's called the SOPA. It stands for Stop Online Piracy Act.
I really thought this stupid law actually passed, but thank God it never really did. The final tech review I did in 2011 is a review on the 10-port USB hub that I bought online at the time, and till this very day, I'm still using it regardless of being a China product.
Here, this is for the USB connector and this is for the power adapter. Right here, and then you just connect that to the wall.
And I did a Christmas special first in the green screen showing off my decoration in my imaginary room, and then back to the real world showing off my presents. Then to wrap up this part of the history of the Denox series, I will talk about the first half of the final episode of Denox Life Season 3. In this part, Mystery X was evaluating me of each aspect that I had performed during all of Season 3.
I'll be grading him in about 3 different categories with a value of 25 points each, all with a grand total of 75 points. Here are the categories. A. Making game reviews with a friend, and at least 2 of them must be girls. B. Not making any Denox Live Season 3 episodes inside his house. C. And yes, if Denox used his red hat in every episode of Denox Live Season 3.
After he evaluated me, he went to VG3256's house and talked to him out of nowhere, telling him that he must help me by appearing more in Denox Live Season 4.
Oh crap.
In this new season, you are going to help him make new innovative videos.
As you probably remember, if you saw the previous part of the history of the Denox series, this is where the Denox series starts to go downhill, and will get worse from this point in the next 3 years. You will find out more on the next part when we cover the first half of the 2012 timeline of the history of the Denox series. What really happened in Denox Live Season 4, and how was the final episode of Season 3 handled? We will start off explaining everything that happened to that in the next part. So I hope you enjoyed this part of the second half of the 2011 timeline of the history of the Denox series. Next part will be a bit depressing, and I hope you look forward to the next part of this long series. So until next video, take care, God bless, and stay cool. Bye bye. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check these previous videos as well and subscribe to the DenoxSeries today for more content like this. I also have a Patreon now if you choose to pledge to us to get better equipments for my future videos plus get great rewards in return. Click the link in the description below for more info. And also you may join our growing gaming community known as the DenoxSeries Fan Club, where you can meet people with interest in gaming, tech, anime, Nintendo, and related. See you there!